Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Suresh from Mind is a Monkey. Welcome to another episode of Let's Check Out Some Diecast. I've got something pretty exciting lined up for you guys today. So today we will be looking at some Matchbox Collectors, but this is just a backstory, so bear with me, okay? So all of you may remember Matchbox celebrated its 70th anniversary last year in 2023, and they went full Rambo mode in celebrating it, right? So, pretty much every single, line of Matchbox had a special edition. So as noted by, these graphics, it says Matchbox 70 years special edition, right? So we had main lines, we had Matchbox collectors, we had this show up in Matchbox moving parts, Matchbox haulers, and Matchbox skydivers. I don't remember what the plain lineup is called, but it's something close to that, right? So I am planning to do a video reviewing the entire lineup of the Matchbox 70th special editions. But before we dive into that, I wanted to cover this exclusively, right? And there's a good reason why. So circling back, right? So Matchbox released these, 70th exclusives edition of Matchbox Collectors last year, right? So they had 7 models in this lineup. As you can see, we have an Audi, a Jaguar D-Type, a Toyota 4Runner, a Mercedes-Benz 6x6, a Porsche 910, and an MGB GT Coupe, and a Ford Mustang. Now, in the initial, news and thesis that Matchbox gave us, there was an 8th model, but it was never released as part of this assortment, right? It was supposed to be released as a multi-pack exclusive, right? For some reason, Matchbox wanted to do this a multi-pack exclusive. So that's what we are going to look at today. The Matchbox Collectors multi-pack. Okay, so wow, this is a pretty cool packaging. Let me get these guys out of the way. Right, so check out the packaging. It looks very vintage, right? So it says Matchbox Raceway, celebrating 70 years of excellence. Matchbox Racing Service, Super Matchbox Fuel, and everything. So it contains 8 vehicles. So earlier we saw the assortment that was like 7 vehicles. So now this one contains 8 vehicles. So in a moment, I will take you to see what the 8th vehicle is. But let's just enjoy this graphics for a moment, right? So it says Matchbox, Super Matchbox, and everything. And there's a lot of, I think this particular casting is a Jaguar D-Type, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, see, that's a 1954 Jaguar D-Type that is kind of like presented here. So we have like multiple colors, beautiful vintage vibes you get in this packaging. And then it says Matchbox 70th Matchbox, and here it says Matchbox Collectors, and here we have the trademark Matchbox 70 years special edition. So now let's check out the backside of this packaging to see what models there are, right? So there we go. The 2020 Nissan GTR. Yes, that is the one that is exclusive to this box. So that is the one that Matchbox is marketing as, a multi-pack exclusive. Pretty much all the other models, I think they are exactly the same. If not, we will find it out in a bit. All right. So again, we have like the 1954 Jaguar D-Type, the Porsche, the MGB GT Coupe, Toyota 4Runner. So I'm thinking, paint job and graphic wise, these are going to be exactly the same as their earlier releases, with the exception of the 2020 Nissan GTR that happens to be exclusive to this box, right? So how did I stumble upon this one? So I was just like, lazily scrolling on my Facebook feed when suddenly, a Walmart ad popped up. I have no idea, but I couldn't be more happier because, I was able to get this from Walmart.com. That's right. Right. So I did not find this in store. So this was offered online. So, you know, I mean, I quickly placed an order. It reached me in 3 or 4 days, but I've been like kind of putting off unboxing this exclusive for some time now. Yeah, so we are finally here at it today. So let's go ahead and open this one up. Okay. Okay, so there is, you know, there's a small tab here. I think that is supposed to give you like, you know, a flap view of what's inside. Wow, just check that out, right? It's pretty cool. I think, you know, the packaging is also different for this, you know, multi-pack. For example, if you see, this is the packaging that we found in store for the individual packs, right? The 1971 MGB GT Coupe. But, you know, you see the packaging for that. You know, it's a pretty beautiful, you know, mix of yellow and green and a lot of rustic landscapes. For example, this one has a windmill. You know, this one's more off-road. The Toyota 4Runner has more of an off-road, you know, scenery. And the Mustang looks like a city background, right? The Audi, and so then again the 6x6, you know, looks very off-roadish in the background, and the Nissan GTR just looks like a superb race car in a raceway. Do you see this? Yeah, let me bring this here. Yeah, right. So there we have the 2020 Nissan GTR on a racetrack, right? Kind of a livery. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I mean, the packaging is pretty awesome. All right, now let's get to the next section where we open this up. So this has got like taped on both ends. So let me open that up. Just give me one moment, you guys. I like to be a little careful with the packaging, because especially, you know, when it's something that I can put these guys back into, it makes it easy for storage and everything. Wow, check that out. There we have it, you guys. Wow, the multi-pack version of the exclusive edition of Matchbox Collectors, right? All right. Okay, so let's now. The first thing that I wanted to do was understand if the paint job and the livery is exactly the same. So I'm gonna open up, you know, that Porsche. You know, I'm gonna open up that Porsche because the Porsche is the first one in the lineup. I really like the fact that, you know, Matchbox Collectors has brought back this tradition of having these tiny boxes. I think that is how they started, right? So there we have the Porsche 910. Oh, dang it. That was the Jaguar. Okay, so I'm sorry. I completely misread that. Okay, so this is the Porsche from the multi-pack. You know, I mean, looks pretty similar to me, right? Yeah, the same kind of livery, same sizing and everything. 910 Porsche. Yep, so pretty much paint job wise, I think the releases are the same, right? Now every Matchbox has, you know, like a casting number here. So there we have some differences. So this one says S08. The multi-pack exclusive says, sorry, the multi-pack version says S08, while this one says S04. But casting the Matchbox, the one that says MP, I'm not sure how much of this you're getting on camera. Oh, that's a good angle. So it says MB1407, and so does this. This one is also MB1407. So I think casting and tooling wise, they are exactly the same, right? So there's no difference, right? So now, you know, I mean, when news about this Nissan GTR came out first, collectors were kind of divided, saying that, hey, I mean, like, why would you make us buy a multi-pack just for, one exclusive model while all of these are going to be repeats? Yeah, I mean, it is kind of like a bummer there, but, I mean, I'm glad that, it didn't have to be like 7 pieces that I already had, including the packaging and everything, but just one different piece. So I'm glad at least, they added a special touch to the boxes, making it, more like multi-pack exclusive variations, right? All right, so let's quickly go ahead and review the castings here. Okay, let's start from the very first. Okay, there we have the classic, the 1954 Jaguar D-Type. I think this is like a flagship race car from the old days, right? As if you don't if you remember, this was also the car that was portrayed in the packaging, right? This was also the car that was like portrayed in the packaging, right? So and I remember being a big fan of the Hot Wheels version of this car too, the Jaguar D-Type, right? Classic, homage to British racing, I guess, right? So there we have the 1954 Jaguar D-Type. Pretty beautiful. And one more thing that you might notice is how whichever is a race car, I mean, that one would have 70 in it, right? So this is a race car. It has 70. And this is a race car. The MGB GT Coupe is a race car. And so is the Nissan. We'll get to that in a bit, all right? That is something additional that I just wanted to note. All right, then we have the beautiful, the Porsche 910. Pretty cool packaging. Oh, classic racing stripe 70, saying 70. And yeah, and there we have it. Matchbox 70 years special edition, right? Pretty cool. All right, wow, there we have the Porsche 910. Up next, we have the 1971 MGB GT Coupe. Pretty beautiful. Another classic example of British racing, I guess. Right? Just look at that. It's beautiful, beautiful. For some reason, I don't remember in the previous in the store exclusive releases. I don't remember those stripes very well. But somehow, this is bringing back, fresh memories of that car. The 1971 MGB GT Coupe. And if you could just give me one moment, I just want to quickly open my single pack to see if, those classic stripes are the same. Okay, well, they are the same. All right, so I think we can put that doubt to rest that, the castings are exactly the same. Okay, up next, we have the Toyota 4Runner. It's an awesome casting, and I mean, JDM lovers go crazy about this. It's a beautiful casting, and it's a 4x4. So so that's why they put the off-road background on the packaging. The Toyota 4Runner. Right, so I think back when the individual packs were released, the Toyota 4Runners were getting picked left, right, center, because just because like they're like super popular and stuff like that. JDM lovers. All right, up next we have the oops, okay, I gotta pick this up like this. Okay, the 1993 Ford Mustang LX SSP. Classic police car, right? Yeah, with the lights on the top, right? Pretty cool, choice of colors, orange, Matchbox trademark color, right? Right, so there we have something that says emergency, and on every casting you have the if you did not notice already, they have the Matchbox 70 years special logo, right? So they have that on every casting. That was indeed a special edition. So, we could look more into the details when I do a full review of all the 70th special editions, right? There we have the 1993 Ford Mustang LX SSP. Up next, we have the 2020 Audi RS6 Avant, right? I think recently we saw a Matchbox moving part of the same casting, but I'm not sure if it's the same year. I just remember Audi and Avant, right? Yep, pretty cool car. I think they did a really good job, with a car selection, with a casting selection in this model, right? So pretty much classic examples of British racing. And not just British. They have Porsche too, right? And off-road, pretty balanced mix of British, European, American, and JDM cars, right? So there we have the Audi RS6 Avant from 2002. Up next, we have the Mercedes-Benz G63 AMG 6x6. I think, this has been a fan favorite ever since a Matchbox made the first edition, like 5, maybe 6 years ago, right? Ever since, this has been a part of every special Matchbox line, right? So I'm positive, it has made its appearance in the Matchbox Collectors. I'm pretty sure there was, special chase versions when Matchbox was really celebrating the 65th year of Matchbox Superfast, probably 5-6 years ago, right? So ever since, right? So this has been a very special casting. I think very popular among collectors for the off-road nature of the casting, right? All right, there we have the Matchbox Benz G AMG 6x6. All right, and this casting is pretty cool because it has that 3D printed tire there on the rear bed and everything. And finally, drum rolls, the multi-pack exclusive, the 2020 Nissan GTR, right? Wow, pretty cool, and it has moving parts. Wow, that's cool. I just kind of like figured that out that moment, right? Wow, and even paint job wise, it's very different, right? I think we already saw this detailing. It's a awesome race car on a superb racetrack. That's what the the packaging graphic backdrop is all about, right? Wow, let's take a look at this casting. Wow, it's GTR and Nismo and Motul logos there, right? GTR. Wow, check that out. That's pretty cool, right? Wow, nice detailing on the tail lights, which you don't see on the other castings. Wow, so they've really made this worthy of being a multi-pack exclusive, right? It's not like some other model that you could have just got in stores, but it definitely stands out from the rest of the lot. Look at the paint job, right? So all of these other castings, they have like a matte finish, kind of a matte kind of a finish, right? But not this one. This one's pretty glossy and shiny paint job, right? Wow. And moving parts, right? So I think maybe Matchbox really put some work into this, trying to make it stand out as a multi-pack exclusive, right? All right, there we have the 8 castings of the the multi-pack edition of the Matchbox Collectors. The Matchbox Collectors Special Edition, right? There we have it. Let me tilt the camera a little, right? So which one's your favorite? I would definitely go with the Porsche. The Porsche is my favorite casting of the lot, followed by the Nissan GTR, because it really stands out, with the paint job and the rear light taillight detailing and whatnot, right? But overall, I think, every single casting in this multi-pack is a hit. Like I said, everything is an element, of history, of celebrating racing, and everything that's Matchbox, right? Every single casting just oozes Matchbox, right? Won't you say? All right, so that's for this episode. So till we meet next time, this is Suresh signing off. Take care, rock on, and stay awesome, you guys.